Rays lose their 5th consecutive ball game. This time, 6-4 to the Tampa Bay Rays. They've now lost the first 3 games of the series. They're now 1 game over 500, 23-22. And we're watching the Yankees and the Rays, who've now won 10 straight, just soar up the standings in the AL East. And now right behind the Red Sox. And meanwhile, the Jays are sitting here at a game over 500. We talked about how this stretch was so crucial with the series against the Red Sox, series against the Rays, series against the Yankees. And so far, you are 1-5 in the first 6 games. Not where you want it. And you won the first game. But this game, you lost it in a different fashion. Because why not? The last 4 games, they've lost it in terrible fashion. Whether there's an extra innings grand slam, whether you blow the lead against the Red Sox, whether you give up the big runs late in the game yesterday, like just a complete disaster. Let's break this ball game down, all right? This one's going to be fun. Top of the first inning, Manuel Margot hits an RBI single off of Hyunjin Ryu. Randy Rosarina comes in to score, and the Rays are up to a 1-0 lead. And I thought to myself, that might be all right. Because the Jays have been scoring a lot of first-inning runs lately, and they've been losing a lot of games. So why not flip the script a little bit? Well, in the bottom half of the 4th inning, to that point, no Jays really have gotten any offense going to that point. And Teoscar Hernandez comes up, really the only bright spot in the game today, crushes a ball to center field, and it's gone! A solo bomb for Teo, and tying up the game at 1 apiece. All right. Then Mejia comes up in the next half inning in the top half of the 5th, and he hits a solo shot, giving the Rays the lead right back. It's a 2-1 ball game, but don't worry about it. Bottom half of the 5th inning, Teoscar Hernandez comes up again with Bo Bichette on, and he hits an RBI single, scoring Bo and tying the game up at 2. It's like going back and forth here. We had a 2-2 game in the bottom half of the 5th. Nothing happened the rest of the way until the bottom half of the 8th inning with Teoscar Hernandez on base. Randall Grichuk crushes one to center field, and it's gone! A 2-run bomb for Grichuk, making a 4-2 Jays lead, and it looked like we're going to have that type of game where we score the late inning runs and hang on to win. And no. Nope. Didn't happen. Top of the 9th inning, Tyler Chatwood goes out there. I understand it. I understand the move to put Tyler Chatwood out there in the top of the 9th inning. I mean, he's been your most reliable reliever all year long, and it made sense. But he was not himself. He was really not himself. Went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, and walked 2. He was not Tyler Chatwood-esque. But let's break this thing down. He gives up an RBI single to Brett Phillips. G-Man Choi comes in to score, making it a 4-3 game. Then he walks Yandy Diaz to load the bases. And then he gets, I think it was a Rosarina to line out. We're like, okay, all right, we got 2 out now. All you need to do is get the next guy. And, I don't know, sorry. No, the line out and then the walk to load the bases. I got those 2 flipped. And then Charlie, I swear he's sitting on the bench, right? With Pete Walker. And it's like, okay, Pete. Kick his feet up. Okay, so what are we going to do here? It's a big situation. Austin Meadows up at the plate. Okay, Chatwood clearly doesn't have it. Let's check his 7th inning or later numbers against lefties in a tie ball game. Look at all these stupid stuff. Get this analytic garbage out of here, man. Honest to God, Charlie. I love it. I love the positivity he has in the organization. But my God, there's a time and the place to put out your lefty. They bring in Travis Bergen in a tie game. Or no, you're up by 1 with the bases loaded against Austin Meadows. Oh, it was a lefty-lefty matchup. Who cares? Chatwood didn't have it. Okay. Well, Jordan Romano didn't pitch since game 1. So he pitched a couple days ago. He only threw 12 pitches. The guy could have definitely gone out there. Well, that's not the lefty-lefty. I don't give a darn. Romano has so much more experience at the big league level, shutting down big hitters in big moments, than Travis Bergen, who used to be the Double-A closer for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. And he's out here trying to face Austin Meadows and close out this ball game? Charlie, I don't care about the damn numbers. Give me a guy who can get him out. Whoa, the splits. I don't give a darn about the damn splits. Give me a guy who can get this dude out. Chatwood clearly didn't have it. That's fine. It was the right call to put him out there to start the ninth inning. But it didn't really work, so you got to make an adjustment. And with Austin Meadows up in the bases, you need to get an out, period. And a guy in Travis Bergen who has walked a ton of guys, in his tenure so far this season, that's the last thing you wanted to see was have him walk a batter. But he doesn't just walk Austin Meadows with the bases loaded to tie the game. He then walks Margot to bring in Phillips to give the Rays the lead. Then he walks Brasso to Diaz scores. They don't even get a hit to take the lead or even tie the game. And the Jays lose it 6-4 on 3 bases loaded walks. It's garbage, man. You gotta use your eye test. I understand Kevin Cash is this, Kevin Cash is that. And he did that thing to Blake Snell in the World Series, and I don't care what anybody says that was a horrendous move, but based on the analytics, they're all damn robots. Use your eyes. Pete Walker's gotta speak up for God's sake, because he's probably not about the analytics. Do they work sometimes? Yes. But you gotta let your eyes do the talking. Chatwood wasn't great. Bergen hasn't thrown a lot of strikes this year. You got the bases loaded. You can't afford a walk. You need to get an out. Bring out arguably your best reliever in Romano to get that one out, shut the door, and win the damn ball game. But instead, no. They give it to Bergen, who hasn't had any high leverage innings this year for the most part. Maybe a little bit here and there. But not a ninth inning tie game or up by 1 bases loaded and you got Austin Meadows to deal with. I just think it's ridiculous. I needed that. You guys probably need to let it all out as well, so go do so. Let it all fly. Pitching-wise, let's talk about the stats now. Let's get through this stuff. 6 2/3 for Ryu. He wasn't Ryu-esque, but he went 6 2/3, allowed 8 hits, 2 runs, which is not bad at all, over 6 2/3, 7 strikeouts, and a walk. He was fine. Dolis, great job going out there to close out that 7th inning and to pitch in the 8th as well. He went an inning and a third, allowed 1 walk and a strikeout. Great job by Dolis. Tyler Chatwood, as we mentioned, went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks. I mean, ideally, Bergen not being able to throw strikes really raised that run total for Tyler Chatwood. He went a third of an inning, did Bergen. He did get 1 out, but not before he walked 3 batters and walked 3 batters with the bases loaded. This team over the last 4 or 5 games has not been able to just lose a ball game. They're finding ways to make it dramatically awful for our team. Offensively, Marcus Semien went 2 for 5. Good to see him continuing to hit in the leadoff hole. Teoscar Hernandez, a great game for him. Went 3 for 4, scored a couple runs, had a couple RBIs. Great job. And Randall Grichuk continues to swing the bat well this year. 2 for 4 with a run, scored a couple RBIs on the 2-run home run that he hit. And another glaring issue. We can talk about the back of the bullpen and the way they close this game out all day long. But the bottom half of the order, more like the bottom third of the order, it's an automatic out half the time. We're all yelling about Espinal, 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 and that's fine. He's a good-looking young player. But that bottom third of the order today, the last 3 guys in the batting order went 0 for 10. And if you want to include Rowdy Tellez's pinch hitting experience, I think it was for Danny Jansen, 0 of 11. When you get literally 0 production from your bottom third of the order, you're not going to win many ball games. And I mean, yeah, with Springer back and you bring Biggio and definitely lengthens out the lineup, but you're not going to be healthy all the time. And if the reason that 2015 Jays team was so damn good, they were great, top to bottom. Your number 9 there was Ryan Goins. That guy got on base, it felt like every damn game. But this bottom of the order, at least today, was not good at all. Absolutely awful. And guess what, Jays fans? The finale of this 4-game set. Oh, tomorrow afternoon. All right, we're all, most of us are all off of work, school, whatever. And we get to see Ross Stripling take the mound in the finale against Ryan Yarbrough at 107. Watch, the Jays are probably going to win that ball game tomorrow, right? You can't win Ryu start. You can't win Robbie Ray's masterful outings. But they'll find a way to make Stripling's outing look, I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. All I know is that the bullpen has been taxed. Over the last 10 games, they have an ERA of 6 as a bullpen. Inherited runners, 50% of the runners have scored. Not good enough. They've allowed, what, 6 home runs, I think it is, or something along those lines, 5 or 6 home runs over that stretch? Not good enough. But we've talked about it. They're bound to get taxed at some point because the starters are not giving you enough. Yes, Ryu gave you 6 2/3 today. Yes, you had Ray give you 7 yesterday. But everybody else just ain't giving you anything. Yes, Matz gave you 6 innings in his previous start as well. But they were so taxed early on that they're just dead. They're gassed right now. And I don't know what the answer is, guys. I don't know if it's Alek Manoah. I don't know if it's Nate Pearson. I don't know what to tell you. Because it seems like every given night, somebody's having that problem. Whether it was Dolis blowing the game against the Red Sox. They've also blown 5 games. 5 blown saves in 10 games for the bullpen. That's not good at all. You gotta shut the door. And they're not as of late. And that's why the Jays have lost 5 straight games. That's why they're only a game over 500. But it doesn't help when your coach is putting out guys who should not be in that situation just because of the matchup. I don't give a damn about the damn matchup. All right. I think I'm good now. All right. Maybe you guys need a little bit of yelling. So if you're yell along with me in the video, go crazy. All right. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you did not enjoy this game today, which I sure as heck hope that's everybody, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game? Twitter is down below for myself. I'll follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, guys. The Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Leafs edition, Game 3 between the Leafs and Habs goes tomorrow night at the Bell Center. I think it's a 7 o'clock puck drop there as the Leafs look to build that momentum from yesterday's hockey game. However, I'm assuming Cole Caulfield's going to be in the lineup tomorrow for Montreal, and you know they're going to want to counter. You know Carey Price is going to want to counter that last game he played. So the Leafs got to be ready. Look to take Game 3 and take a 2-1 series lead. Now, as for the Blue Jays, they just look to win a ball game. Like, I don't care if it's a 2-1 game that you got to grind out and have the bases loaded with 2 out in the 9th, but you hang on and win. I don't care. But they got to find a way to get a damn win somehow. And Ryan Yarbrough's on the mound for the Rays, and Ross Stripling gets the ball for the Jays. 107 first pitch down at TD Ballpark for the final time this year. Thank God. And guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed my freak out and the video overall. We'll talk to you guys then.